going to do some oiling upgrades for the lathe on that countershaft back there. Right here where this hole is, there used to be a flip-top Gitz oiler. You would just flip it up, put the oil in, and there was no reservoir or anything in there. It was just, you can actually see the a little piece of fuzz sticking on the end. There's just a wick under there. And it soaks up the oil really quick, and you know, it lasts a while. But what I wanted to do is just upgrade that a little bit so I didn't have to fill that every time or double check it if I was using the lathe a lot. So what we have over here is, I just got these in from China, obviously. They're from what does that say? Hung Chang Machinery Company. A 2-inch globe by 1/8 inch MPT plug, and what they are oil reservoirs with a needle valve. Now you can get these from McMaster Car and the MSC and even Granger, but they're very, very expensive, and they're made out of aluminum. They're I want to say Granger's in the 40s, low 40s. McMaster Cars in the mid 30s for the same thing. Actually, I think they're smaller. I think they're a 1-inch globe instead of a 2-inch globe. And these I got from Kits, $5. Can't really complain. You can see that I mean, the finish, the brass finish on there really isn't the best. I thought I could kind of clean it up, make it a little bit more shiny, but as soon as I put it on the buffer, it just went right through. It's just a really, really, really thin veneer. I thought it would be a little bit thicker than that. So, not a huge thing. $5, I can't complain. And basically, what you have is an oil strainer up there. There's also another little oil filter in the bottom. This right here connects a rod down to the bottom. You have a little sight glass in there, and if I can get, I don't know if it'll show up well on camera. I don't know if you can, probably can't see it, but you can kind of see the little tip of it right in there. That's a needle valve, and that's controlled by this knob here. And all you would do is adjust this little knurled knob here. This whole thing is on a spring, so you would adjust it to the level that you want. Right now it's off. Click that up to hold it, and now that little needle valve is open. Let's see if we can see the plunger move. I don't know if you can see that. You might be able to see that move in and out there. And that'll control your oil flow. So basically I can just screw these into both bearings there, come down, flip it on, use the lathe, not have to worry about double checking the oil and not worrying about if there's an oil flow over there. Adjust it to the certain flow that I want, and then when I'm done for the night or day, click that back up and I'm done. Now if you have an older 405 or 415 Southbend with the top oilers on the headstock, get yourself one of these. This will make your life a hell of a lot easier, because those things are total loss systems. You just pour the oil in the top and it just filters out. Get yourself one of these. Pop them on both headstock oilers, fill them up, set them, and you're good to go. No sitting there checking the oil or playing around with the oil level. Now the old Gitz I pulled out, and I was trying to save them, but there was just they were so tight of a press fit that there's no way I could save them without, you know, crunching them and destroying them. So this is what's left of them. This was the flip top there, and this is what was in there. Now this is an 1/8 inch MPT pipe threading. It's a tapered pipe fitting. Alright, to drill these holes, I'm going to drill them by hand with just a hand drill, because they're already there, so I should be able to get them pretty straight with just a hand drill. Plus there's really, I don't want to have to take the motor and everything else all out of this. But we do have to take the shaft out of these two bearings to be able to drill. So what you usually have on a setup is a collar right here, with a set screw. Then you'll also have a set screw dead center in your pulley. So I gotta loosen that, and then get the right wrench here. Loosen that. And loosen that. Now, the one that's on the shaft here is in a divot in the pulley, in the shaft rather. You'll see it when I pull it out. This one isn't, so this one tends to usually raise a burr. So if you loosen it up all the way, you can see I can't really turn it. Usually if you grab something to hold it in place here, let's see if that'll fit around it. No, it doesn't. Let me grab my strap wrench really quick. Come on, you. There it is. Alright, we got that loose on the shaft somewhat. This pulley here is pretty loose. Alright, so we want to punch it that way. Let me take a mallet here. Alright, this collar is stuck on the shaft here. That's what's holding me up. Which is usually what holds you up. Either this pulley itself will be stuck on the shaft, or this will. Easy comb pulley. There's that little collar. And right there is the burr that it was stuck on. File those down so it goes in a lot easier. Okay, here you can see the felts that are in there. There's one on each side. There's the other one. So I'm going to take my drill and drill straight through there. Lock that in place, get it as vertical as I can. And let's get my cordless drill. We'll widen those holes a little bit, and we should be able to tap them for pipe thread. Alrighty, my cordless drill does have a little bubble level on the top, so I'm going to stand up above it on the table and see. And drill straight down. You should get it pretty straight. Just get myself up here. Oh. There's one. And there's two. Clean out those bores. Get all that out and we'll get ready for tap. Okay, chamfer the end there, so you should have a pretty good start. Now this is all going to be by eye. That's not bad at all. I like that. Alright. As my Teflon tape just goes flying. Alright. Now, let's tap our other hole here. Again, just going by eye. That's pretty good. Nice crisp threads there. Now, I'm going to clean out the bores of all that chips and nasties here. Otherwise, it's just going to turn into grinding paste. Now you can see, let me see if I can get in there a little bit closer. Get the light in here a little bit. Now this is before me, but you can see due to lack of oil, you got some rings on the end. Now I don't know if those are oil rings to hold the oil and sling it around, or if that's actual wear. The other one does have them, but you can see that they're kind of inside too, and then they're a lot less pronounced on the outside here. They're a lot less pronounced than the other side here. So I think that's just wear, to be honest with you. But it's only on the outsides of the shaft. That wear is only on the outside of this shaft and the outside of this shaft. I'm sorry, the outside of this bearing, the outside of this bearing. It's not on the inside either. Now, if I run my hand up under here, right where we broke through, there's a tiny, tiny burr. So I'm going to get a little tiny needle file, put one of these here, the riflers, whatever. It's basically just a tiny little curved file. I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to make sure that the edges of where the tap comes through and where that hole meets the actual bore itself, that there's no point on them. So and just take this. Good thing about this too is you can actually get in this way. And just make sure that the bottom of that hole right there, right where it meets the shaft, is nice and smooth. Which now it is. We'll do the same thing with this one here. Okay, I got the wicks all cleaned off, so they just sit right in the groove. Like so. And like that. Now, I'm going to put these in, but we're going to put some Teflon tape on there. Now, a huge pet peeve of mine is when people put Teflon tape on the wrong way. So the easiest way to get it right every time, the fitting that you're going to use, point it away from you. Take the Teflon tape, put the Teflon tape on the bottom of the fitting, like so. Turn the fitting clockwise. You don't need a lot of this stuff. 1 to 2 turns around that fitting will do. The reason why you want to go a certain way when you wrap it is because see that edge that I have in my hand when I wrap it around this way? That frayed edge is pointing that way. Now when I put this into the fitting, when I screw it down, it's actually going to tighten that Teflon tape around it. If you put it the other way, when you tighten it in, it'll want to loosen itself. So let's thread this one in, just hand tight. Let me grab the other one. Now I want to tighten them in till they're nice and tight, but I want to make sure that the bottom of this fitting doesn't touch the shaft, which is why I'm waiting to put in the shaft. Even. Alright, now it's time to install our shaft. And you want to make sure there's a little fiber ring, I don't know if you can see it, that sits right there. I've already filed down those little divots. There's the other one. Then another fiber ring goes there. then your lock ring. And you pull it. It's lined up there. Where's my... A couple taps here. There it is. Still hitting those little bumps a little bit. Now you want a little bit of play in the shaft. If you squeeze this too tight, you're going to bind. Alright, so that looks pretty good there. Snug that down. Now, like I said, there is a divot that this pulley is supposed to slide into, which is right there. Oh, you know what? Before you do that, don't forget to put your belt back on, like I just did. See what happens when you get ahead of yourself. Okay, line this pulley up. And there it is. So now let's fill our oilers. Put some light on the subject here. So now, let's see if I can get you a good view of this. Now you see that little sight glass right there? So I'm going to adjust my little needle valve here. Okay. And I can adjust the flow. And I can also pull it up by hand so that when, you know, when I come here from overnight, just give it a little shot, and then let it very slowly drip. It's just a matter of adjusting it where I want. See, that looks pretty good. Nice, slow, steady drip. Just like that, every once in a while. Should be all we need. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Along the lines of that. I have a nice constant supply of oil right to that shaft. And then when I want them off, all I gotta do is click that off and click that off. There we go. Nice quick little modification on the oil front there. Kind of like how that worked out. So thanks for watching this video, and see you when I get to the other ones.